Hello again, everybody. This is Rocketrickj18, and today I'm going to talk to you about some cards that I picked up recently, and I'm also going to give you an update on my contest. Unfortunately, I had a bit of a health issue uh, this past week, and it set me back about a week. So I didn't get the drawing completed. But I'm going to do that tomorrow, Saturday, and have a video of that. And so you'll, see it all happen, more or less live, I guess. Even by the time you see it, it won't be live, but it'll be live going on record. And so there are 26 people uh, in the drawing, and I'm just going to go through them real quickly here. If you entered the drawing and I don't have your name on here, please send me an email sometime either this evening or tomorrow, and I hope that I don't miss anybody. I have tried very hard not to. So here's what I have. I have Doug at Video Guy 3166, Darren at Return to Collecting, Scott at Stuke 1976, Eric at Four Leaf Cards, Peter at Peter B 4871, Brian at Hodges 1455, at God is Great, Pastor Craig's Cards at Pastor Craig's Cards, John at 3D 80s Kid, Warren at Warren D in CLE, Cleveland, at Scoots Collectibles, at Poor Man's Stack, George at Concrete Buddy 59, Legends of the Dugout 4899, Eddie at Eddie's Cardboard Chaos, at Shaw Racing Collect 6624, Alan at Boston Fan or Boston FM, BOSTN Drew at Clean Cheap Shots, Lou at Lou Rock TV, Scott at Reindeer Studios, Pepino Man at Pepino Man 9271, Dan at Old Sarge Collects, Theo at Clementi Collector, Dustin and Blake at Dustin Abraham, Chris at Chris from Missouri, and Mike at Mike the Sports History Collect 1947. So that's what I have, and I hope that's everybody. God, I hope that's everybody. I'm very nervous about that. So, with that update, let's turn to looking at some cards. And the first thing I'm going to show are some non-sports cards from an Ogden's Cigarettes set called Sea Adventure. It's a series of 50 cards, and I think these go back to 1939, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to turn the camera around, or down, actually, in my case. Yeah, we'll jump this up a little bit. Okay. That looks good. And got some other cards here. Most of these cards are horizontal, but some of them are, or one of them is vertical. So let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. there. I think with that you can see nearly all of it. So this one, the vertical card is the Northwest Passage. This one on top is called the Essex and the Whale, and this is the real life story that formed the basis for Moby Dick. So that's a little literary connection there. Uh, Also, a real life situation that became a classic book and a classic movie, The Mutiny on the Bounty. Um, there are, I don't know how many really makings of Mutiny on the Bounty there are, but the at least two that I know of. One famously with Marlon Brando and Trevor Howard, and then one with, I want to say Clark Gable and Charles Lawton, but that might not be right. Anyway, they're both great, and I recommend them. Over here we have the mystery of the Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste was a 19th century ghost ship that was just found floating, completely unmanned. And as you can see, it was fully rigged, flying all of her sails. So the next one is the River Clyde. And of course, the River Clyde, as you might know, is one of the places from which in Great Britain the British fleet ships were built and originally launched. So it's in Scotland if you're looking for the River Clyde. So that's what I have for you in the non-sports arena. And I'm working on some sets, as you know, many of you will know. And so one of the sets that I'm working on is the 1964 Topps Stand-Up set. So I'm going to, and one of the cards that I was able to pick up is Roberto Clemente. It's ungraded, but it looks to be in pretty good condition. There's the back side. Hasn't been punched out. I got a little bit of a stain there in the center of the card. And there's some surface issues. The corners are a little soft, particularly at the bottom, and a little chipping on the green part of the card, which is very common. The next card that I was able to pick up, and I'm showing these alphabetically, by the way, so not in necessarily the order that they came in. Don Drysdale. Here's Frank Howard. I thought I already had Frank Howard, but it turned out I didn't. And so I discovered that when I was going through and making sure that I had accounted for everything, and I didn't have a Frank Howard, so there's that. I got one now. And the next card is a graded copy of Juan Marichal in a PSA 4. So I'm not going to describe it. You know what a PSA 4 looks like. It's an old one, so it may not be a modern PSA 4. Here's my Mookie Chilson homage. The Frank Robinson, you can see right here, there's a pinhole, and there's a stain over here and above Frank's shoulder. And here's some miscellaneous, I think that's a fisheye, and this is a scuff of some sort or another. And again, soft corners and some chipping. Here is the 1964 Ed Roebuck in a PSA 6. I got that at a really good price, so I'm real happy with that. I got the Frank Robinson at a pretty good price, and I got the Roberto Clemente at a pretty good price for Roberto Clemente, I will say that. So got it for under $300, which I thought was really good. And then the last one that I have to show is the Warren Spahn in an SGC1. And I'm really not sure why Warren is a 1. It does have letters on it, JH. I have to talk to my wife about that. I think that Judy knows better to write on my cards, but, who knows? Maybe it was another JH. I probably shouldn't blame her. So that's what I've got for you. I need 6 more cards, and they're all somewhat expensive. In no particular order: Sandy Koufax, Eddie Matthews, Bill White, which is a short print, and even though he's not in the Hall of Fame, still pretty popular and therefore somewhat expensive. And then finally, probably the big one is Carl Yastrzemski. So those are the 4 I still need. And I'm working on some other sets too, but this is the one I'm the closest to completing. So I hope to be able to acquire the 4 remaining cards either at Strongsville or the National or both. And then the last thing that I have to show you is a new addition to my Mickey Mantle collection. Oops. There we go. And this is a takeout menu from Mickey Mantle's restaurant in New York City on South Central Park. And I've got some other memorabilia from his restaurant, but this is the one that I just recently acquired. And I got this. Here's the menu, which you can see has the beverages up here, the kids menu, the Little League menu, whatever you want to call it. And then just information about the restaurant. Picture Yankee Stadium, a picture of Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, and a picture of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. So I'm really happy to have this, and I'm even happier to remark that I paid a grand total of $5 for it. So, just about anything connected to Mickey Mantle has a premium, but this one wasn't very expensive. So that's what I have for you today. Thanks for sitting in and watching me. Be on the lookout for the contest drawing tomorrow, and I will be back with some more videos, I'm sure. But in the meantime, this is Rocketrickj18 wishing that all your collecting dreams come true.